Your April Social Security payment already has a scheduled date, but there are people out there spreading misinformation about freezes, delays, and IRS blocks that simply do not exist. I went straight to the official source, and I'm going to tell you exactly when your money arrives, what to expect, and what to do if it doesn't show up in your account. Let's start with what matters right now. April 2026 has 4 Social Security payment dates, and which one is yours depends on a specific factor: when you started receiving benefits or your birth date. The first group has already been paid: those who started receiving benefits before May 1997 and those who receive SSI along with regular Social Security had their payment deposited on Friday, April 3rd. Standalone SSI for April arrived on Wednesday, April 1st. If you're in this group and still haven't seen the money in your account, don't panic yet. ACH deposits, the electronic transfer system used by the government, can take 1 to 3 business days to appear depending on your bank. So if you're expecting the April 3rd payment, check through the end of April 8th before calling the SSA. Now for the next groups. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your April payment arrives on Wednesday, April 8th. Processing begins internally on Monday, April 6th, so the deposit should appear by the 8th or at the latest the 9th, depending on your bank. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th, your date is Wednesday, April 15th. And if you were born between the 21st and the 31st, your payment arrives on Wednesday, April 22nd. 4 dates, no changes from the normal schedule, no announced delays, no freezes. If you want to keep receiving this kind of direct, no-nonsense information based on official sources, subscribe now and hit like. YouTube uses that to keep showing this channel to people who need it. It takes 2 seconds and could protect someone in your family. Now let me explain something that has been causing massive confusion in recent weeks and that other channels are using to create unnecessary fear. A story has been circulating claiming that the IRS is carrying out preventive freezes on bank accounts of Social Security beneficiaries, especially on weekends. That is not true. I verified this in the last 48 hours. There is no active alert from the SSA or the IRS confirming any freeze of regular benefits. The March and April schedule has been classified as normal by the SSA itself. What did happen in February 2026 were alerts about errors in tax refunds related to incorrect Social Security numbers on tax returns. That is a completely different issue. It does not affect your monthly benefit deposit. These are separate systems, separate processes, separate money. Mixing these two things is what creates unnecessary panic, and unnecessary panic is exactly what scammers need to act. Pay attention to this technical detail because this is where most people make mistakes and where criminals step in. When a beneficiary becomes worried about their payment, the first reaction is to call someone, and it's in that moment of vulnerability that scams happen. You receive a message or call saying your benefit has been withheld, that there's a problem with your account, that you need to confirm your details immediately to release the payment. The voice on the other end is convincing. Sometimes it's even a familiar voice, because in 2026, artificial intelligence can clone any voice using just a few seconds of audio from social media or a voicemail. The SSA will never call you out of the blue asking for personal information to release a payment. Never. If your payment didn't arrive on the expected date, the only correct path is for you to call the SSA, not to answer incoming calls. The official number is 1-800-772-1213, or you can go directly to mysocialsecurity.gov to check the status of your deposit. Now, there is something few channels are explaining about April specifically, and it could affect the amount you receive this month. The SSA is processing retroactive payments in April under the Social Security Fairness Act. This law eliminated 2 rules that reduced benefits for public servants, teachers, police officers, and firefighters for decades. Recalculations are being done incrementally, and many affected beneficiaries will see different amounts in their accounts in April, higher amounts than they're used to. If you are or were a public servant, or if you're the spouse or widow of a public servant and you never received the full Social Security amount because of those rules, check now whether your benefit has been recalculated. This can be done through mysocialsecurity.gov or by calling the SSA. But pay attention, the SSA confirmed that these retroactive payments do not affect the overall schedule. Your regular payment arrives on the normal date. The retroactive amount may appear as a separate deposit or as a higher amount within your monthly deposit, depending on your case. And now, the most important warning in this video, the mistake that is costing retirees real money across the country right now. There's a new type of scam that starts exactly with confusion about payment dates. The criminal sends a text message saying your Social Security deposit was blocked due to suspicious activity. The message looks official. It has the SSA logo, it includes a fake case number, and it asks you to click a link to unlock your payment. The link leads to a page that looks like the official SSA website. You enter your information, and within minutes, criminals have access to your Social Security number, your banking details, and sometimes even can redirect your future deposits to another account. The SSA never sends text messages about benefit blocks. It never sends SMS links to resolve payment issues. If you receive any message like that, do not click, do not reply, report it directly to the SSA Office of Investigators General Hotline at 1-800-269-0271. Now, the step-by-step for you to act today. First, write down your April payment dates. Pre-1997 or combined SSI, April 3rd. Born between 1 and 10, April 8th. Born between 11 and 20, April 15th. Born between 21 and 31, April 22nd. Second, if your payment doesn't show up on the correct date, wait 3 business days before worrying. Different banks process ACH deposits at different speeds. Third, if after 3 business days the money is still not there, go to mysocialsecurity.gov or call 1-800-772-1213. Do not seek help in Facebook groups, do not respond to suspicious texts, and do not click any links. Fourth, if you were a public servant or the spouse of one, check now whether your benefit was recalculated under the Fairness Act. There may be retroactive money you haven't received yet. Fifth, create a code word with your family today, a simple word that only you know. If someone calls claiming to be your son, granddaughter, or spouse asking for urgent money, the first question is, what's the code word? If they can't answer, they are not who they claim to be. Your payment is secure. The schedule is normal. There is no freeze, no block, no crisis in April deposit. What exists are criminals taking advantage of confusion created by fear-driven headlines to catch you at your most vulnerable moment. You worked your whole life for this money. Don't let anyone steal it with a lie that could have been debunked in 2 minutes at the official source. If this video helped you, share it with someone you know who receives Social Security. One message from you could protect someone you love from losing what took decades to build. And subscribe here, because every time an important date approaches, every time a rule changes, every time a new scam appears, you'll be informed in advance, clearly, and without the kind of sensationalism that only exists to scare you.
Now I'm going to go deeper into something that was left pending and needs to be explained clearly, because it's the kind of information most channels avoid since it's too complex to turn into a headline. Let's talk about what happens when your payment arrives incorrectly, not when it doesn't arrive, when it arrives with a different amount than expected. Because this is happening to many beneficiaries in April, and there is an explanation, but it requires attention. With retroactive payments from the Social Security Fairness Act being processed incrementally by the SSA, some beneficiaries are seeing deposits with amounts different from usual, sometimes higher. Sometimes with 2 separate deposits in the same month, and the immediate reaction for many people is to call their bank thinking it's a mistake, or worse, to call a number they found in a quick internet search that is not the official SSA number. That's a problem, because criminals know this moment of confusion exists. They are already positioned to intercept that call. So, the rule is simple. If the amount you received is higher than expected, don't call anyone yet. First, go to mysocialsecurity.gov and check your account's payment history. If there is a retroactive payment from the Fairness Act being credited, it will appear detailed there. Only after that, if the doubt remains, should you call the official number 1-800-772-1213. Now I need to tell you something about the Fairness Act that almost no channel is explaining properly. Many eligible beneficiaries have not yet been notified. The SSA is processing recalculations in batches. That means you may be eligible to receive more and still have received no official communication about it. Who may be eligible? Anyone who worked in a public sector job, federal, state, or municipal, where contributions went into a separate pension system instead of Social Security. Public school teachers, police officers, firefighters, municipal employees, postal workers in some states, and also spouses and widows of these individuals. If you fall into any of these categories and never received the full Social Security amount, or if your spousal or survivor benefit was reduced or eliminated because of a public pension, you may be entitled to a retroactive correction and higher payments going forward. The way to verify this is through mysocialsecurity.gov or by calling the SSA and specifically requesting a review of your benefits in light of the Social Security Fairness Act. Use those exact words, Social Security Fairness Act. That helps the representative route your request to the correct department. Now I'm going to talk about something that may not seem related to payments, but is directly connected to the security of your benefit in April. Most fraud against Social Security beneficiaries does not start with a suspicious call. It starts with information the criminal already has about you before contacting you. How do they get that information? In three main ways. The first is data breaches. In recent years, there have been massive data leaks in healthcare systems, insurance plans, and even government databases. Your name, address, Social Security number, and even information about your benefits may be available on illegal online marketplaces for less than $10. The second is social media. If you have a public profile on Facebook, Instagram, or any other platform, and you regularly post photos, audio, or videos, you are providing raw material for AI-based voice and image cloning. With 30 seconds of your voice, an AI system can generate sentences you never said with an alarming accuracy. The third is basic social engineering. A criminal calls pretending to conduct a Medicare satisfaction survey or a routine update for your health plan and gradually collects information: your full name, your date of birth, your doctor's name. Individually, these pieces of information seem harmless. Together, they build the profile the criminal needs for the main scam. And the main scam in 2026 has a new format that needs to be described in detail so you can recognize it if it happens to you or someone in your family. It's called the blocked payment with callback verification scam. Here's how it works. You receive a text message or email saying your Social Security payment has been suspended due to suspicious activity on your account. The message tells you not to call the general SSA number because your line is being monitored as part of an investigation, and instructs you to call a specific number for a special security department. You call, the person who answers sounds professional, knows your name, and sometimes even knows details of your benefit history because of leaked data. They confirm there is an investigation underway and say that to protect your benefit, you need to verify your identity by providing your full Social Security number, banking information, or by making a deposit into a temporary secure government account. There is no temporary secure government account. There is no special SSA security department with a different number. That investigation does not exist. If you receive any communication with this structure, hang up immediately. It doesn't matter how much the person knows about you. It doesn't matter how official it sounds. Hang up and call 1-800-772-1213 yourself to verify if there is a real issue with your account. Now let me give you something concrete to do today, beyond what I already mentioned. Go to annualcreditreport.com and request your free credit reports from the 3 major agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You are currently entitled to 1 free report from each agency per week. Review these reports for accounts you don't recognize, credit inquiries you didn't authorize, or addresses that are not yours. If you find anything suspicious, the next step is to request a credit freeze, also free, at all 3 agencies. A credit freeze prevents anyone from opening new credit accounts in your name, even if they have all your information. It's a simple, free protection that takes less than 15 minutes to set up online with each agency. To specifically protect your tax return, go to irs.gov and request an IPIN, which is a 6-digit personal identification number that works as an extra password for your tax filing. With an IPIN, no one can file a tax return in your name without that number. It's free and renewed every year. And starting today, build the habit of checking your account on mysocialsecurity.gov once a month. No more than that is needed. Once a month, log in, confirm that your next payment amount is correct, check that your direct deposit information hasn't been changed, and review your earnings history. This 5-minute monthly check is the best preventive defense there is. Before closing, I need to say something that is difficult but necessary. If you or someone in your family has already fallen for a scam like this, there is no reason for shame. None. These criminals are not amateurs. They are international organizations with advanced technology, tested scripts, and even psychologists who study exactly which words and situations break a person's defenses. Anyone at any level of education can become a victim. What matters when it happens is acting quickly and without hesitation. First, stop all communication with the criminal immediately. If they promise to return your money if you send more, it's a lie. That's the second layer of the scam. Second, call your bank or financial institution immediately. If the transfer was made just hours ago, in some cases it may be possible to stop or reverse it. Every minute counts. Third, file a report with the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. For internet crimes, also report to the FBI's IC3 at ic3.gov. And if the scam involved Social Security, report it to the Social Security Office of Investigation at 1-800-269-0271. And if you need support and guidance, the National Elder Fraud Hotline offers free and confidential help at 1-833-FRAUD-11. Reporting will not undo the immediate loss, but it helps authorities track these criminals and protects others from going through the same thing. Your April payment is secure, your schedule is clear, and now you have the tools to protect what is yours. There is no real freeze. There is no benefit block and progress. What exists is a system functioning normally and criminals who live off the confusion created around that system. You are smarter than they expect you to be. Share this with someone who receives Social Security. Someone you know may be one fake call away from losing everything. The information you share today could be what protects them tomorrow. And subscribe here, because when the next date comes, when a new rule changes, when a new scam appears, you'll know before everyone else, clearly from official sources and without the fear that only serves to make you vulnerable.